Okay, it was great to hear about your education. But now tell us about your career. How did you get here today?
Wow. Since I was 12, I've been obsessed with this mission of just like cutting through the starving artist narrative, like people who think they need to be poor to make great art. I figure if you can do that with an empty stomach, imagine what you can do with like millions of dollars. For me, it all started with starting so young and being denied the ability to perform in places. I had to make my own events. I was thinking mobile, right? Even at 12. And I learned early on that you can make money from music. And that was like a big like conflict, this dichotomy of like, I'm over here and I'm like making money and my friends are like, I'm poor. That led me on a mission to learn the business inside and out. Went onto the corporate side and worked for Universal Music Group doing supply chain and distribution. Worked for Sonos, the best company in the world you can work for, by the way. Did PR, public relations for them. Got to work on campaigns with Oprah Winfrey, Run the Jewels, Rick Rubin, Giles Martin, Grimes, crazy artist. And then I left and worked as a songwriter. Was signed to Peer Music, the largest independent publisher in the world. We got to, through that, work with artists signed to Universal Music Group, Sony, big electronic labels. Shout out to everyone in Italy, by the way, showed me a lot of love. What I found out going to both sides, let's say, is that the truth is darker than I realized. It's not just a starving artist narrative. The industry, especially at that time, was broken. No one's talking to one another. Artists at the mercy of intermediaries. But also I said to the artists, the labels aren't the only problem. The barriers that I saw actually were technological. And I figured, if astronauts are capable of going to the moon, sorry to all my flat earthers out there, then we could, with ease, create opportunities for artists to directly monetize their creations. So on both sides, I just figured, guys, we need to listen to each other. We're not listening empathetically. That was kind of where it all really started. And from there, some highlights, I just went a lot more entrepreneurial, created my own mobile recording service called Music Box. The short of it is that it's 2019. I'm here working with a Red Bull artist who's on tour. I get deported because I had an expired visa, and also just because I was living a fabulous life here. They were hating on me. But I went back to Los Angeles, and I was like, it's either do something with my skills or flip burgers. And so I came up with this idea of just going around and recording people in their houses. Dangerous. I'm talking like going into Compton, like we're kicking it with some SoundCloud rapper, and instead of them wanting to pay me my $25, they're like, yo, can I pay you on weed? And I'm like, see, the thing is that my gas tank can't use that to like get me from point A to point B, so no, give me my money. But anyways, in doing so, I had met an analyst at a fund, and he loved what the project was about. And long story short, they got me some seed money. We created a prototype, which was Studio on Wheels that we call Music Box, retrofitted actually a mobile kitchen, like those kitchens that like a restaurant that's on wheels, and we turned it into a recording studio. This was just right before COVID. We go into lockdown. Suddenly I don't have a business. Like many people, billions. But I didn't stop there. No. With the help of my all-star legal team, Navarro and Associates, they're amazing. Shout out to them. I was able to return to Spain during the pandemic, and I took this user base of brands and creators that I had come across during my discovery of building a music box. And during the pandemic, do you know what happened with music?
No, but tell us about it.
Music consumption goes through the roof. You're stuck in your house all day. You've watched every series that you can find. You've read every book. You're annoyed by your husband or wife, and you just need to like fucking like something else to veg out on. So music goes through the roof, and suddenly, my creator friends and I, they had lost our immediate income, live music, overnight. we're now licensing music to brands. And we did an experiment of like 7 or 8 months, and we made like $96,000 from just licensing songs. So, all of that is just to say that it's been a really interesting journey, and that led me to new places.